Shout out to iMainer from the Discord for the prompt for this topic, but it's time to play favorite versus the field. We're going to go conference by conference through the 5 major college basketball conferences. I'm going to give you the betting favorite according to Vegas Insider, and then I'm going to give you a few teams from the field that is not the favorite. I want you to tell me what your favorite bet is. What if you could only place one bet per conference, what one it would be? And then also in general, are you backing the favorite or are you backing the field? You ready for this?
You're shaped like a prompt.
Let's start in the ACC, where Duke is the favorite, 2-1 odds, plus 200 to win the ACC regular season. You then have North Carolina at 5-1, plus 500, Miami at plus 750, Louisville at plus 900, Virginia and Wake Forest at 12-1. I don't think anybody else has a serious chance of winning this league. Would you back the favorite or would you back the field?
I'm backing the favorite in this thing. I think I just think Duke is above where other teams are at. If UNC was able to do something to bolster their front court more, I would probably likely consider taking the field in this case. But I would probably even after that still end up on Duke being the team that wins the regular season.
So I think I agree. I'm taking the favorite at 2-1. Anything 2-1 with how much talent Duke has feels good. This is one I feel like if we get to the end of the season and we're just completely wrong about one of these teams, I think Duke may be the one. And I'm not saying they won't be good, but this has happened before where the betting favorite, the obvious favorite in a conference is a team of 18-year-old kids. And maybe they just don't live up to expectation. And North Carolina is returning the second best guard in the country, if not the best guard in the country. They won the league last year. They beat Duke twice. So getting better than double the odds for Carolina at 5-1, like that feels like a good bet to me. Even if you're
Mm.
backing Duke, like take them both 2-1 and 5-1. I think one of those two is going to win the league. If you're looking long shot, I like Louisville 9-1. I just think they're the third most talented team in the league. But to me, I would bet Duke at 2-1, and I would take the favorite in the ACC, even if I have a little bit of pause about them overall. Next on the list, what conference do you want to do next, Cart?
Oh, let's go Big 12.
Let's go Big 12 next. In the Big 12, the favorite is Kansas, who many project as the number one team in the country, plus 250. So you're getting better odds on Kansas to win the Big 12 than you are Duke in the ACC. Down the list, we have Houston at plus 350, Baylor at plus 450, Arizona 5-1, Iowa State 7-1, BYU 16-1, and then Texas Tech, Kansas State, and TCU all coming in above 25-1. Would you take Kansas at plus 250 or would you take the field?
I'll field. I take the field on this one. I think given the Big 12, how good it is, it's too talented to just take the favorite in this one. And look, maybe there's probably some pretty good value in getting Kansas at plus 250 when they are pretty much the unanimous best team in the country right now. But even with that, like I can't ignore the Baylors and the Houstons and even the Arizonas of the world in the Big 12. So I think I'd go field on this one.
I think what you said is the smart move from a betting perspective. With that said, I can't shake getting Kansas and Bill Self in this roster at over 2-1, like plus 250 to do anything for this team feels good. Anything beyond like a March run, obviously that would be flukier, but like over a 20 game sample size, I just think this team's so good. And when I think you analyze the field in this conference, actually, to me, there's a lot of teams that are good, but it's actually a 5-horse race of who could win this league. There are 5 teams that could conceivably do it. It's Kansas, Houston, Baylor, Arizona, and Iowa State. And if we're getting granular about it from my side here, I don't think Houston will win this league. I just don't. I have too many questions about Uzan, and I don't think so. I think they got worse, and everybody else got a lot better. I don't think Arizona wins this league. I think the first time through the Big 12 is a gauntlet. They're going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to win the league on a team built around Caleb Love with 4 new starters. And I don't think Iowa State's ceiling is as good. Iowa State was like a step behind the best team in the Big 12 last year. And to me, Kansas and Baylor both got way better than they did. So while we say like, oh, it's a gauntlet, the field's a good bet, in reality, to me, it's Kansas versus Baylor for this league. Baylor plus 450, Kansas plus 250. I would bet both. I like both. But if I'm forced to take the favorite of the field, heads up, Kansas versus Baylor, I will take the favorite at plus 250 and feel good.
I can't argue with you about that. Again, them at 250 is crazy, kind of.
Yeah, I would have thought that's like plus 150 even in a league as loaded as that.
Right.
Where do you want to go next, Cart? We got three left. Big East, Big Ten, or SEC?
SEC.
SEC next. The favorite in the SEC, as you could guess, is Alabama plus 250. From there, we've got Arkansas and John Calipari 4-1, Auburn 5-1, Tennessee 8-1, Mark Pope's Kentucky Wildcats 12-1, Texas, don't forget they're in the SEC now, 15-1, Florida 18-1, Texas A&M you love at actually excuse me 16-1. Florida and Texas A&M are 16-1. Chris Beard Ole Miss 18-1. I think I can stop on serious contenders there. Would you take Bama or the field?
I'm taking the field in this one again. Look, Bama, like I said, was really good last season. They did struggle at some points during the regular season a little bit. Now they have a really good team this year. They do, but like I can't ignore the value that I can get on like a Florida
Mm-hmm.
and in this conference and some other teams, like Tennessee, Kentucky. Like there's just too much value, I think, in the SEC and too much talent again. This is getting me excited for the season, by the way.
Yeah, it is. So is that the long shot you would go with then? Florida or Texas? Like which if you're taking the field, give me like what do you think the one bet you should place here is?
What's Texas and Florida at again? If you don't mind me
Florida
asking.
is 16-1, Texas is 15-1. So similar range, both outside the top 5, top 6 projected teams in this league.
I think I'd go Texas.
Yeah.
I think I go Texas just by a little bit though. I love both of those. I
You
will be
lose
playing both of those.
you lose me when you start doing the Rodney Terry like in such a loaded league, but Rodney Terry can win it. It honestly like how come you have so many Mike Woodson concerns and you have no Rodney Terry concerns?
I have hella Rodney Terry concerns.
You don't act like it though. It's weird. It's really weird to me. Okay, I'm taking the field here. I think this is one where I've been an Alabama skeptic a little bit at the top of the sport. I think they should be the favorite, and I think these are fair odds. But there are just too many threats here that I think have similar upside to what an Alabama team could be. I think Arkansas's roster is good enough to be a top 5 team in the country. I won't be surprised if one of Auburn, Tennessee, or Kentucky is just way better than we expect. Like maybe Lanier and Dubar are great. Maybe Janai Broom goes on a tear with better guards. Maybe Mark Pope just works at Kentucky. There's too many unknowns. I don't believe Alabama's going to be that dominant. It truly is a big gauntlet. I think a team with 6 or 7 losses could win that league. You got to take the field. And if I was backing one number here, I can't believe I'm saying it, but Kentucky at 12-1 has my attention.
Oh,
Kentucky at 12-1 has my attention card.
yeah, I agree. Also, lastly, before we move on to the next one, Rodney Terry's never missed the tournament, by the way. Let's not
All right.
let's
All
not,
right.
let's not do that.
All right. What's next? We have the Big East or we have the Big Ten.
Let's go Big East.
All right. To the Big East, where the UConn Huskies are the favorite. In fact, they are the thinnest favorite out of all of the power conferences. Plus 150 to win the Big East for Dan Hurley's third consecutive attempted national champion. Creighton plus 350 at second. Ricky P. St. John's plus 500 in third. Marquette is 8-1. 8-1 for Shaka and Marquette. Seton Hall 12-1, Villanova and Xavier 14-1, Providence 20-1. Favorite of the field, UConn or the field?
I'm gonna take UConn in this one, but I do love some of those long shot odds.
Do you?
I do. Like, I mean, getting a team that still has Cam Jones and Shaka, who's a historically great regular season coach too, by the way, just feels like very good value. And I could also talk myself into even like if Xavier guards hit, they might not be able to check anybody, but they could just outscore everybody and find their way to just a Big East title. But I think I'm gonna stay and not take the field on this one and just take UConn.
Okay. I really want to talk myself out of this because I don't think there's much value at plus 150. I just don't. And I think there are a lot of unknowns with UConn. With that said, I don't really believe that passionately in on behalf of any of these other Big East teams this year. The value play for sure is Marquette 8-1. I'm glad you signaled that out. The second value play is Providence 20-1. I can't believe Kim
I
English is
I
getting
knew you
this
were
number.
I knew you were gonna get there.
It's big. I just talked myself out of it, Car. I don't like plus 150 odds enough to take UConn. I have to take the field. I think UConn's going to win this league, but the value side as a better is to take the field. Even you think about a St. John's, man, 5-1 feels steep. They're going to have Kadari. Kadari to me is the best player in that league. I think you got to take the field and you got to feel gross about it the whole time you do. Last conference up is the Big Ten. We should know these odds by now. We should have memorized them. Do you want to speak to the fact that our odds graphic got a little misconstrued, by the way?
Yeah, I just want to make it very clear. I was not the one who picked the odds on the left side of the screen, even though my name was right above that. That was it Caesars or MGM?
It's just the Vegas Insider odds
Yeah,
for
it's
all.
the Vegas Insider odds. I did not come up with those. If you listened to our segment and our stuff sometimes, folks, you would understand that. And all we did was I think rightfully so, adjusted the odds for this conference. So, you know what? Stop piling on me, damn it.
Well, that's also we make the graphics because not everybody listens to the show, so we can't expect that everybody listens to it. But yeah, maybe I misled. I think I led D Terp down a bad path on how to set that one up. That's on me. Hand up. Got to be accountable. But yeah, we made it a little confusing. People thought that the bad odds that we wanted to correct were your odds. That makes me laugh, though. I enjoyed that. So on the Big Ten side of this, we have UCLA is the favorite plus 450. We're both taking the field. We've already talked about it, but what's your favorite bet here?
Was Illinois still 10-1?
Illinois 10-1, Purdue and Indiana 6-1, Rutgers
I,
9 to
I
1. It's got to be
I
one
think
of
my
those.
favorite is probably and Indiana and Purdue, both of those, honestly. I think getting both those at plus 600 feels
Yeah.
great.
Indiana 6-1. Take a sizable 40% out of your upcoming paycheck. Put it on that. Thank me in December.